Hello everyone, thank you for listening and watching. If this video has found you, there's a message here for you, but please take what resonates and leave the rest. In this video, we're going to talk about the Mercury retrograde energy, okay? At the time of me making this video, we are in the last Mercury retrograde of 2025, and this one seems to be rather intense because we also have Jupiter retrograde, and the eclipse energies this year have been very intense. So I wanted to talk about some of the messages that I've been getting that will provide you with some encouragement, hopefully, during some of these very challenging times, okay? In addition to the government shutdown, which hopefully will be ending soon here in the US, we're also dealing with inflation all over the world, increased food prices, increased cost of living. And, you know, it has a lot to do with people that are in positions of quote unquote power that are responsible for making decisions that affect a lot of innocent people. Okay, I'm just going to say that. So take a few moments to meditate to see which one of these spirit animals has a message for you. There may be more than one. The timestamps are listed in the description box below. And if you are ready, let's get into the reading. For those of you who chose Crow, with this energy, I'm feeling some heavy return to sender going on during this Mercury retrograde. Perhaps you were somebody that has been under a lot of psychic attack. People have been sending a lot of negative energy your way. This Mercury retrograde is going to see that energy being returned to its source. When I saw the crow come in, I always think of Crow as a female. She landed on my arm and gave me this message that this is black magic, because we know that black birds can sometimes represent black magic, dark magic, omens, right? That this was a message of whatever negative energy that has been sent your way, black magic, spell work, evil eye, curses, binds, fetters, burdens that do not belong to you. All of these things are being returned to sender. I'm feeling for some of you that whoever this person is or these people are that were attacking you, they've been doing this for a while. They've been after you for a long time. And this has been a lot of heavy spiritual warfare. But I'm hearing too that they've also gotten some karma for their spiritual harassment and stalking, but they haven't cared. And so now the universe is going to turn up the heat with this Mercury retrograde. It seems like their desire to destroy you is stronger than their common sense. I feel like some of these people know a little bit about spirituality. Perhaps they don't believe in karma, or they feel like they're above karma. I'm hearing that some of these people have done some sacrifices, thinking that will be an atonement for the negative energy they're sending to you or the black magic they're trying to do on you. But again, you are protected, whoever you are. If you're listening to this message, you're protected. Perhaps you're even a chosen one. So if that's the case, no amount of magic, spells, any of that is going to work. None of it is going to work. It's only going to go back to whoever sent it. Now, you may feel it, because I feel like whoever you are, you're intuitive. And I've said this in a lot of videos. If you feel negative energy, it's important to cleanse, because you don't want to ever perceive it as your own, okay? Because that can create self-sabotage. But I'm hearing that, man, whoever these people are, their energy is very dark, and that could be interpreted in a lot of ways. I feel like whoever this person is or these people are, they automatically attune to the dark side. Like whenever they need something or they got to get a problem solved, it's always, manipulation or attack or trying to take something from somebody. Very complex energy, okay? I feel like whoever these people are, this person is, they perceive your success as a personal threat, but it's not just you. I feel like they target a lot of other people, but they're not successful. That's what I don't understand. But I feel like for some of you, Spirit has allowed some of this energy to touch you so that you could go through a personal transformation. A lot of times we won't move unless shit gets ugly, right? We won't do anything unless the shit hits the fan. And so Spirit knows that. And they'll allow, a little bit of a negative situation, or maybe a lot of a negative situation, to occur in your life so that you can change, so that you can transform, so that you can spiritually evolve. Okay. But I'm hearing that this person or these people, they're going to probably keep sending you negative energy. And that is their choice, to not evolve, to, not realize that they don't have to pay attention to you at all. They could live their own fucking life and leave you the hell alone. But again, it's their choice. And whatever they have sent to you, or whatever they're going to send to you, is going to be sent right back. So maybe they'll have no choice but to spiritually evolve. Right? But that, again, is not anything you need to be concerned about. Just know that you're protected, and whatever they sent to you is being sent back. All right. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. For those of you who chose PANDA, PANDA always sends a message of self-care and balance. Okay. Extreme self-care. I feel like for some of you, you were directly affected by the government shutdown. Maybe you're in the military and you haven't been getting paid. Maybe you lost your EBT benefits, or you lost, some sort of work. You were furloughed. And this has definitely affected your balance. It's affected your life. It's affected your energy. But I'm hearing that for some of you, whatever you were doing for work was out of alignment anyway, and it was causing you to slack on your self-care. Maybe you've gained a lot of weight since you've gotten this job, or you're not sleeping well. Your diet's shit. You don't have a social life. You're not, taking care of yourself like you used to, because you've been so focused on this job, or putting so much energy into this job. And I also know that currently, as I'm making this video, the job market is shit right now. Okay. So, for some people, they just have to keep their job, even if they hate it. But even in that situation, you can create more balance in your life. You are in control. If you want more balance and more self-care time available to you, you will make the time. Everybody gets the same 24 hours in a day. And I can guarantee that there's somebody way busier than you that takes care of themselves and better than you are right now. I'm also hearing too that if you are, experiencing some downtime, that you could use this time to get healthy, to shore up your self-care routines, to really prioritize yourself, right? And love on yourself. Use that time to get healthy, or use this time to get healthy. Use this time to get your diet in order, or maybe you need to make some doctor's appointments that you've been putting off, or go get a massage, something to love on yourself, right? I'm also hearing that to not waste time arguing for your limitations. Don't tell yourself you can't do this because you don't have that, or making excuses as to why you can't take care of yourself, or why you, shouldn't love yourself or feel good about yourself, because you're just going to keep getting the same experiences, because that's what you're thinking, right? And I feel like definitely this situation has affected your self-esteem. Maybe you're not feeling, good enough because of what's happened, but you are not your job. You are not anything external to you. Those are only extensions of you. So go to the source. Go to the source, which is your self-love, your personal and spiritual development. And I'm also hearing that gratitude speeds up the process of manifestation, right? So if you're wanting a new job, if you're wanting an increase in income or a change in your life, right? Because this situation has occurred. Now you're like, what can I do, to better myself since I'm in this energy? Be grateful for what you have. Right? Be grateful for everything in your life, even if it's just the ears to listen to this message, or the eyes to see, the activity of your limbs, the food you do have, the people in your life that do love you. Be grateful for all of these things, and it'll speed up the process of manifestation. Remember that everything that you have now was once a thought, a desire, something you were trying to manifest. I'm hearing to practice giving thanks for everything in your life, no matter how big or how small. Thank you for this meal. Thank you for, clean socks and underwear. Thank you that my eyesight is 20/20, whatever. Give thanks. Okay. I love what Louise Hay said, God rest her soul. She would always say that whenever you have any type of problem in your life, poor relationships, a lack of finances, poor health, it is a lack of self-love. There needs to be more self-love. That is always the answer. And I truly believe that. Self-love and forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness of anybody that you have that has quote unquote done you wrong. And remember that forgiveness does not mean you condone bad behavior. It doesn't mean that you allow that person back into your life. You forgive them and you release them. You don't send them any negative energy. You don't send them any positive energy if you don't want to. They're not a part of your energy. They're not a part of your reality. Okay. Just like a stranger walking down the street. You don't, think about them or try to interact with them energetically or anything like that. You're just passing. And that's how you are to perceive that situation. You forgive them and you release them, and then forgive yourself for being angry, especially if it was anger at a parent or a boss or somebody you felt like you're not allowed to be angry with, a family member. Forgive yourself. Okay. We're all human. We all, have our limitations and flaws. So you can forgive yourself and ask yourself, whose standards are you aligning with? Are they your own? I mean, really. I'm also hearing that you need to stop putting the burden of responsibility on other people to make you feel good and worthy. Don't make it somebody else's decision as to how you're supposed to feel, because you will continually be let down. Most people don't fucking like themselves. Okay? That's just the hard, cold truth. So why would you allow your energy, the thoughts about yourself, to be affected by the thoughts in somebody else's head who probably does not like themselves? All right? And pay attention. That's what I'm hearing. Pay attention to any type of personal development information or classes or therapies or anything that comes into your awareness. It's for you. I'm hearing that some of you hear about a book or a workshop or a class or something, and you immediately think about somebody else that it might help. No, if the information came to you, that is for you. That is the universe providing you with the answers to your prayers, providing you with an avenue and a way for you to practice more self-love. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. For those of you who chose the wallaby, wallaby is one of those very rare spirit animals that shows up, and he has a message of solitude, structure, and stoicism, creating more organization in your mind and in your life. That is the message of this Mercury retrograde for you. I feel like for some of you, you've had to navigate a circumstance or a situation that you don't want to be in. Very challenging energy. Maybe you were facing some homelessness, or you are dealing with some homelessness, or, some type of instability. Maybe you lost your job or you were furloughed. At the time of me making this video, we are hopefully on the tail end of a government shutdown here in the U.S. But even before that, there has been a lot of political and financial instability. I mean, we're dealing with rising food prices. A lot of people can't even afford to buy a house right now. And the job market is shit. I mean, this is confirmed. It's really hard for people to get a job right now, even experienced people. So people coming out of college, recent grads, they're having a very difficult time getting a job in their industry because a lot of businesses are not hiring because of the financial climate. So I get that. I understand that it's challenging. But Spirit says to use this Mercury retrograde energy to identify your true values. Some of you were working at a job that you wanted to quit in the first damn place, right? You didn't like that job. It was stupid. The people were stupid. That's what I'm hearing. But I'm also hearing for some of you that you need to keep this stupid job just because you do have bills to pay, but come from choice. Don't ever tell yourself that you have to do this. You have to have this job. Say, I am choosing to keep this job because it's paying my bills right now. And it's only a small portion of my day. And I can leave this job every day and completely detach from it. I don't have to get emotional about it. I'm going in here for one purpose and one purpose only, to keep my bills paid, to keep my babies fed, to keep, my utilities on, whatever, right? If that's your situation, have more gratitude. I know it's hard. I know you don't want to be there, but continue to apply for jobs and just know that it might take a while, okay? Your prayers will be answered if it's what you're wanting to do is move into another job or occupation, okay? But again, this goes back to creating more organization in your life. What do you want? What really matters to you? And are you willing to do what's necessary, i.e., getting more structure in your life to have the life that you want? More discipline. And I'm also hearing that you need to have clearly defined times for work and leisure. When, this job that you so-called hate, you put so much energy and time into it, more than you need to. That's what I'm hearing. And there needs to be more balance. You need to have more boundaries, okay? When that, clock dings at 5 o'clock, you're done. Don't let nobody pull you into a meeting. Don't answer no calls after 5 o'clock. You are done. I'm also hearing that you need to just do what's required of you and don't worry about anybody else, okay? Just do your job and leave. I mean, I made a video a couple of months ago about a Pilates studio debacle that happened here in San Antonio where I live. And this girl was saying that, a Pilates instructor was saying that if you are overweight, that you shouldn't be allowed to attend a level 2 or level 3 Pilates class. First of all, that's complete bullshit, okay? If somebody pays for the class and they sign the waiver, they can attend the class. Your job as the instructor is to teach the class and fucking leave. You're not in charge of who's supposed to come. Be grateful that anybody's in your class, okay? Because there's times when you do go and there's 0 people and that fucks with you. I don't care how long you've been teaching. Okay, it makes you feel some type of way, and it doesn't have anything to do with you. It just is what it is, right? But I'm saying that to say, do what's required of you. Don't worry about anything that has nothing to do with you, that you don't have any control over. Do your job and leave. Take responsibility for yourself if you fuck up. I'm hearing that a lot of you are not wanting to take accountability for yourself. And maybe some of these things that happened that you messed up on, whether that's at work or, maybe something that you said or whatever. And now Mercury retrograde is coming around. That's coming back to bite you. So you can't blame anybody else. You're the one that did it. Take accountability for yourself and know that nobody's perfect. Have you ever met a perfect person? I haven't. So don't beat yourself up. All right. I'm also hearing that some of you have issues with authority, and consequently you attract people to you that try to dominate you or, try to control you somehow. I'm hearing that it's because you explain yourself too much. And I'm also hearing that you complain a lot. So these are things that you need to reconcile within yourself. One of those rewords, Mercury retrograde, right? That you need to think about, because as you continue complaining and explaining yourself, you're giving your power away to the situation or to that person that's trying to dominate you. So the message is, don't complain, don't explain. 2 of my favorite words are no and okay. If somebody asks me to do something and I know I'm not going to do it, but they keep trying to push me to do it or think they can control me or run me or some shit, nah, this is what's going to happen, and woo-doo-woo-woo, I'm like, okay. I say that knowing full well I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. If I don't tell you flat out no, I'm going to just say, okay, because some people just want to argue with you too. And you can shut down that argument by saying, okay, or no. And if the no doesn't work, say okay and do what the fuck you want to do anyway. I mean, take that if it resonates. That's just what I do, okay? Quadruple Sagittarius here. But I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.